go ahead and call this meeting of the Freeman School District to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call?
Emily?
Yes.
David? Yep. Katie?
Yep.
Chris? Yep. Cody? Yep.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. So the amended items.
The new 10, the discussion about RFPs that were submitted at 3 o'clock today for the soil borings. And 11 would be to motion to approve a company for performing soil borings.
With that, I'll require a motion to approve the amended agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by David. Do I have a second? Second by, you think Katie got you? Okay, second by Katie. All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, conflict of interest disclosures. I received none. Public input.
Also none.
Consent agenda will require a motion to approve the following: the minutes of the regularly scheduled school board meeting of August 11th, 2025, the minutes of the Cornwall Educational Cooperative meeting of August 12th, 2025, the conditions of employment of Heston Clement for the position of facilities and maintenance for the 2025-2026 school year, the conditions of employment of Lori Melhoff for the position of paraprofessional for the 2025-2026 school year, the amended contract of Annabella Belen Cortez Escobar for EL coordinator for the 2025-2026 school year, financial reports and claims. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Cody. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chris. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, administrative reports, starting with elementary principal.
All right, we had Freeman Regional come and do their bike safety, so doing wearing their helmet and on their bike. Got an ice cream giveaway. Students enjoyed that. South Dakota Communitarians Council brought in third graders' books, so those were passed out to third graders. Fourth graders went to Field the Table, so down to Gayville for a field trip. Girls on the run has begun. We have 12 girls signed up, and we have 4 coaches. Those are the 4 coaches there. Our open house went well. We do need to rethink those photographers. I mean, I think it would have went okay if they were all running right away, but they were not. So that is, again, not a fault of our own. We tried, but we'll be looking at that next year. Hearing screens, that took place on Wednesday, August 27th. That went well. And then a big thanks to the elementary staff who took part in the fun run. We had Mr. Jackson Fegan, Mr. Bailey Loggy, Mrs. Kylie Waltner, and Mrs. Kelly Kruger. And then our flight crew, Wendy and Victoria, they picked flowers for our staff for our Blooms for Bright Minds for our flower bar last Friday, so thanks to them for that. And then upcoming for us in the elementary is picking out our student council, and that will be done by the end of this week. So.
You're a 2-time champ on that fun run, right?
Yeah.
I heard there was some.
Million is pretty fast.
I heard there was some potential cheating by
Well,
one team when they're practicing
Yeah,
illegally.
they were.
Some illegal operation. Next item on the agenda, high school principal report.
All right, so I just went through and kind of looked at what our 7 through 12 enrollment is. As you can see the numbers here, we have a total of 156 students that are present then in grades 7 through 12. 7th graders also went on that field trip to Gayville for that field to table. They said they really enjoyed it. Their favorite station, again, was the farm animals. It looked like they got to pet them and things, and then the honeybees. And then our ag leadership and food science class, they are beginning their grand opening of the sugar barn. They're going to offer dirty sodas and lemonade. That will start this Friday, which is our Flyer Friday on the 12th from 7:30 to 12, and they will be here to serve every Flyer Friday. PD is set for the 12th. We're going to look at be performing a data dig, looking at the Smarter Balance test scores as well as NWEA math testing. Up here at 7 through 12, we almost have everyone done with NWEA. And then congratulations to our ball sports teams. They're off to a great start.
Business manager?
Our strike readers are, we have them now, we're using them for games. It went pretty good for our volleyball, it went perfectly for our volleyball. Football, we need another one for our admissions, so I ordered another one to get people through the door quicker. And we'll iron that out for the next home game. We're still taking cash and checks, but if you would like to use your debit card, we can now accept those. Our audit for fiscal year '24 has been accepted by the DOLA. I do have copies right here if you'd like to see it. There were no major findings. There was only one finding, which is the same finding as every year, that we don't have enough people.
Yep.
We also have a copy online digitally if you'd like to see it. My annual report has been uploaded and accepted to the South Dakota Department of Education. I do have a little fund summary which gives, I think, a nice little snapshot of our beginning balances and ending balances for each fund. It's easy to read if you'd like to take a look at that. Reactive cleaning, since we are hiring Heston, who will start this week, their cleaning services will start October 20th. That's all I have.
Superintendent update.
And just piggybacking off that, so the reason to be going to October 20th would be this amount of time that the cleaning company would contracted for. And then also what we discussed at the last board meeting, that would allow for a training period as well, without having the pressure of having to keep everything clean. Item that I did not have on my list for you is our new bus came in, so that's operational. That is now bus 3. The old bus 3 is being retired and will be surplus, so that'll be on the agenda for the next meeting. So we have now both our new bus and our 14-passenger van that are both operational. We have one more room that needs to have the base installed, and then the carpet project for phase 1 is complete. They were here on Saturday. We had an issue where the door was unlocked, but it's got a little bit of a stick to it, so they didn't pull hard enough, and thought the door was locked, so they couldn't get in. So we're working on scheduling time for them to come back and finish out the drafting room. But the hallway's all done, looks really nice, and so is the van and the fire room. So that project is coming to a close here shortly. We have some plumbing concerns that have been off and on for the last 5 years that I've been here. Seems to be more the east side of the junior-senior high school. Occasionally we just have some issues with water flow. So we've tried a few companies. We're going to try something new. We're bringing a jetter thing tomorrow, and hopefully they can use their approach and maybe their method be a little bit more helpful for the longevity of keeping that system clean.
It's just slow draining, is that what's going on?
Slow draining, yeah, and at times almost non-existent draining. So we're hopeful that'll fix the issue. Gym window, so I mentioned last month that we figured out with the water testing that it was in between the panes of glass that was leaking. I've been in contact with the company that's going to be on site and is going to measure things up and either today or either tomorrow or Wednesday and get us a quote for a new window. Talked to Angela today, and we thought that it'd be best, since the other windows are not showing any signs of leaking, even though it's potential that the same issue could present itself. We might as well just replace the one with a full solid glass window. I did contact the caulk company that did the vertical and horizontal seams for the EFIS on the outside and asked them if they had the ability to come in and do like a tuck point type of thing and re-caulk, and their words were they wanted nothing to do with that.
Gosh.
And they highly recommended that we eliminate the subway glass and put in a full window. So we'll get a quote for that, and hopefully that'll get done here shortly. And then my final item is the T-Mobile Friday Night 5G Lights grant was submitted. You may have saw the post on the school social media sites. So the more likes and the more shares that we can get with that, the higher likelihood that we would be selected for either a $5,000 to $25,000, or the grand prize is $1 million grant, which would be fantastic. And there's only one of those that are given out throughout the U.S. So the good news is we don't have to wait long to find out. Bad news is that it's a short window, so we need as many people to get on that and like that post on our website, and hopefully give us a higher likelihood to qualify for some money that's issued out with that grant. That's all I have.
Unfinished business, there's none. New business, the school board will hold a discussion about moving the October 13th, 2025 school board meeting to an alternative date. That's typically, since that's on Indigenous Peoples' Day, that's a holiday, so there's no school, so typically we moved that in the past, if everybody's okay with doing that. I haven't looked at activities, I guess I don't know what other activities there are that week. Bring up the calendar too. Otherwise, I can do Tuesday or Wednesday that week.
What week again, the 6th of 20?
The 13th, October 13th.
Moving it to the 13th.
No, it's on the
Yeah,
13th,
that's what
but we
I'm
could
saying.
do something like later that week. We could, potentially like do that Tuesday or Wednesday, or do, I don't know, with bills and things like that, we typically don't like to move it that much later, like by a full week, especially if it's already the 13th, it's already pretty late in the,
I think I'm okay with
late in the month.
14th, 15th, Tuesday, Wednesday should be okay for me.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm out both those nights, unfortunately.
Cody? You got nothing?
I know, I have a life. And I'm not the right person
Is
to
there a
do this.
different date that works for you, Katie, or?
Probably not that week. 'Cause it's volleyball Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
Sure.
Tuesday,
And
Thursday,
then
fourth.
Friday is football.
What about the
Wednesday,
15th?
Tuesday.
Wednesday? Huh?
I have a commitment. at
Oh,
work
sure,
that
sure,
day.
gotcha. I was like, I said Wednesday, right? I guess I don't know. I mean, unless we move it to like the week prior, October 9th at, like, on that Thursday.
Well, otherwise I
No.
can zoom in.
Huh?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the
that would be
game's in
good.
Rutland, I can just zoom into.
On Wednesday?
Um,
Oh, no.
No, Wednesday
Gotcha.
I can't.
Okay, gotcha.
But Tuesday, we're driving, to Rutland.
Yeah.
Although that's right during the game at 7.
But, I mean, we can proceed boldly with 4 as well, as long as we have a quorum, if you're not strongly opposed to.
No, that's stuff.
Okay. 14th, good with everybody? Okay. Keep it at 7?
Yep.
That works for you, right, David?
Yeah, I can swing that.
Okay. Awesome. And we'll require a motion to approve moving the Freeman School Board meeting to October 14th at 7 PM. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Cool. Motion by Cody.
I think I got it.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by David. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up on the agenda, the school board will hold a discussion about adding a junior high assistant coach for the 2025 volleyball season.
Yeah, so we have 61 girls, I think is the
that all?
last number that we have
Jeez.
that's out for volleyball, so, awesome and great that we have those numbers, and will be fun to see all those girls continue to play throughout the season here. But with that, we've added coaches based on as an as-need basis.
Right.
When we get numbers like that, it seems like it's a no-brainer that we already have that coach that's on staff, they're volunteering. The workload is heightened considerably when you have that many girls.
Absolutely.
So being able to reward that individual with a paid position has been our best practice.
I thought we were, yeah. My bad.
Yes.
I was just gonna say that, yeah. I figured. Yeah. All right, any discussion? If not, I'll require a motion to approve the conditions of employment of Taylor Cranston for the position of assistant volleyball coach for the 2025 season. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Chris, do I have a second?
Second?
Second by David, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, and just to note, Katie did recuse herself from that vote. Number 5 on the agenda, the school board will hold a discussion about snow removal for the 2025-2026 school year.
So Angela and I have been throwing around the idea of us trying to do, for the most part, snow removal ourselves. We do have the cat loader skid steer that is a pretty strong machine that would probably handle maybe up to around that 6-inch mark for snow, depending on, do it multiple times, or the weight and drifting obviously would be a factor too. So we toyed around with the idea of possibly trying to do the minimal amounts of snow ourselves and do that in-house. Heston has, part of the discussion when we interviewed him, is that he would have interest in doing parking lots for snow removal. So whether it be him or whether it be myself that tries to hop out there and help out, or Shannon, and the three of us all can operate that machine, and could maybe something that we look at as an option. So with that in mind, I started doing some research and stumbled across the what's the name of the car? Skid Pro. So it's on a hydraulic snow blade. So as I researched, you got the blades and you got the pushers. And it's very common to have the pusher when you're cleaning parking lots, especially ones that are around our size. But the problem is that the blade, if you have a blade, you can't push it. If you have a pusher, you can't use the blade and make the windrows. Ideally, you make a windrow and then you push it to the far side of the parking lot. So this hydraulic snow blade is a combo where you can have 2 in 1. So it would be a blade and that the outer flaps straighten out and you can push it either direction, and then you can bring those outer flaps in and maybe a pusher to push across the parking lot, all done with hydraulics of the skid steer. At first, looking at it and watching a video, it's very industrial grade. Thought it wouldn't have a pretty hefty price tag to it. Personally, I think it's fairly reasonably priced, around that just over $4,000. And when you figure last year, we paid $5,000 for snow removal, and that was the minimum. They didn't exceed that dollar amount as far as the amount of times, but that was the minimum amount that we paid. So that's less than what we paid out for snow removal. We have a winter that's comparable to what we had last year, but we ultimately come out ahead. So. It could be this that we're looking at, it could be in any other options. The same company does a V plow as well. That could be an option for the pushing and being able to create those windrows of snow too. So just looking for guidance from the board on whether you're happy with the snow removal, want to continue with subbing that out, or if we'd like to explore a different option and try to handle some of that in-house. If we did most of it in-house, it would not exceed the bid limits, so we wouldn't have to go out for bids for that. We could just get a quote for per application, per time that they would need it, and that would meet any requirements that we would need. That would be with the idea if it exceeds the amount of snow that the cat is able to handle. So if we're happy with what we've had set up, we can certainly continue with that too.
Did has to give a quote on what it's going to be if he moves it?
Yeah, that's something that he would give a quote per time.
So he has to give us a quote?
No, he hasn't. I was gonna ask the board what your thoughts were.
Right,
if they
before you-
wanted to pursue.
I think that's a lot of wear and tear on a skid steer. That's a big parking lot.
I concur, I like subbing it out personally.
But I don't disagree, I don't have any objection to how it's been handled. If we start with mine, I want to say that machine has like 9,000 hours on it. To rely on that, I would be a little concerned that if something happens and that we can't have school or start late because we can't get our parking lot cleaned, it's a lot easier to hold someone else accountable than someone else in the house.
I think we only got like one bid last year too for snow removal, right? I don't know if then it's harder to find folks that would be interested in putting in a bid if it's only for larger amount of snow too. That would be my only question, is it doesn't seem like an ultra competitive space anyway, so I would be worried that maybe they would be, less interested in even putting a bid out for,
Might still
for a
want the
very minimal.
$5,000 minimum just to be on the hook for the big snow.
Exactly. That would be my only concern, is not knowing how that would potentially impact that.
Yeah, I applaud the effort, but I'm not super interested.
We'll proceed with bids like we have just in the past.
Yeah.
Good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Tax levy requests for 2026.
Your package, you should have the resolution that we need for our fiscal year 26 budget. So these would be calendar year 2026 levies. For general fund, it's all the maximum levy, our opt-out, that's $250,000. That's typically what we request of our opt-out. You'll see our total general fund request. Our special education, that one would be at the max levy. Capital outlay, that one's by dollar amount, based on the increase, what we got for taxes last year. And then our bond redemption, that's just to pay our debt. Any questions on any of this? No?
You described it as fun earlier. I have questions about that. Outside of the budget, though, everything's
No,
fine.
that's the district fund. Sorry.
I think she said earlier that.
He
Fun.
didn't enunciate.
I did think that she said fun too, and I was like, well, you're in the right job then.
I have questions.
What's the fun?
Interesting.
Yeah. If there's no questions, I'll require a motion to approve tax levy request for 2026. Do I have a motion? Motion by Katie, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cody, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, the school board will hold a discussion about the 2025-2026 school year budget.
So also in your packets are the budget that I would have to republish in the paper because of some minor changes. The biggest change was adding a paraprofessional to the preschool fund.
That's right.
So that
Preschool sounds fun, I'm sorry, that one makes sense.
we have to transfer additional money out of our general to our preschool fund to support that. Then I also updated our title funding. So just small changes. It increased our use of fund balance by $500, I believe it was. And then another bigger change was in capital outlay, finishing off our final payment for our refunding capital outlay certificate. The final payment was $84,000, so we would be using cash on hand to support that. So those were the two changes, and like I said, I'll have to republish the budget since there were changes from the hearing. Any questions?
No questions for me. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll require a motion to approve the 2025-2026 school year budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Cody, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chris, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda will require a motion to approve the following surplus items.
So this list is basically all VHSs, really old VHSs from Mr. Breezen's classroom. So just surplusing those.
Okay.
We updated our digital platforms since then.
Nice.
We still have a VCR in our basement, just in case.
Just, well, you never know. Do you, Mice and Men, I think, is on there, that could be fun.
At least we would have a reason to own one then.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. With that, then I'll require a motion to approve those surplus items. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by David, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Katie, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, the school board will hold a discussion about RFPs that were submitted to perform soil borings at the stadium complex.
So those two RFPs that were submitted are included in your packet, and then you have a summary from SPN
Oh, sure.
Helms. I did call and ask for clarification after I received that at 3 o'clock today, the reasoning for their recommendation that they have in that top page, and they shared that both are very reputable companies, and either one would be a great option for the district. They have recommended Soil Technologies, which is slightly higher than the Geotech. Based off of prior relationships, they felt that the minimal increase in the cost may balance itself out later on in the process, so that was part of their logic as well. The Geotech, something the board will want to consider would be the recommendation from SPN Helms, but then also the Geotech has been on our site before.
I was just gonna say, we've used them in the past.
they're familiar with our soil,
Yeah.
and they've done multiple borings throughout our campus, so
Mhm.
that'd be something for the board to consider as well.
And we've liked them in the past, correct?
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
Yeah.
Both are very good companies, so.
And the difference is $1,100, right?
Correct.
I'm staying with the lower bid geotech, what we used in the past, and they're cheaper now, so might as well save money.
I concur.
Agreed.
Sounds good to me.
Any other discussion? If not, we'll require a motion to approve Geotech to perform soil borings at the stadium complex. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Cody, do I have a second?
Second.
I'm gonna recuse myself from this vote.
Okay. Second by David, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, on the agenda is adjournment. We'll require a motion to adjourn the regularly scheduled September 8th, 2025 Board of Education meeting at 7:26 PM. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Katie, do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, second by Cody, just barely beat you. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next regularly scheduled Freeman School Board meeting will be held at 7 PM in the high school library on October 14th, not the 13th. Thank you. Also, that's fun.